This is gonna blow your mind. Jamaica, land of sun, sand and reggae. And rum, let's be honest, it's the rum that brings a lot of us here. But behind that sweet, funky aroma, a fight is brewing. A battle for the soul of Jamaican rum. On one side you've got tradition, history, the way it's always been done. On the other, the need to protect a national treasure in a global market. It's a tough one. The heart of the matter? Something called a geographical indication, or GI. It's a legal designation that says a product comes from a specific place and follows certain standards. Think champagne or Scotch whiskey. For Jamaica, it's all about protecting what makes their rum unique. The problem is, not everyone agrees on what those standards should be. The latest twist in this saga? The Jamaica Intellectual Property Office, or JIPO, changed the rules. They tightened up the definition of Jamaican rum, making it clear that aging has to happen on the island. This pissed off some folks, particularly those who ship their rum elsewhere for aging. The stage is set for a showdown. On one side you have the Spirits Pool Association, or SPA. They represent a bunch of Jamaican distilleries, and they're all for the stricter rules. On the other side you have National Rums of Jamaica, or NRJ. They're partially owned by a French company, and they've been aging their rum overseas for years. Something tells me this is gonna get messy. JIPO, the guys who kicked this whole thing off, they're just trying to do their job, protect Jamaican products. Make sure nobody's selling you a bottle of something that ain't the real deal. Their new rules, they're all about making sure every drop of rum labeled Jamaican is actually aged in Jamaica. No exceptions. The SPA, they're cheering JIPO on. They see this as a way to level the playing field, a way to guarantee that Jamaican rum stays special, stays premium. They argue that aging is crucial to the flavor, and doing it in Jamaica with the island's unique climate and all, well, that's what makes it Jamaican. Plus, keeping the aging local means more jobs, more money for the island. Of course, NRJ sees things a little differently. They're crying foul, saying this whole thing is gonna screw up their business. They've been aging their rum overseas for years, and they're not about to stop now. They argue that it's still Jamaican rum, even if it spends some time in a different barrel, in a different country. And they've got a point. Historically, a lot of Jamaican rum was shipped off to Europe for aging. It's how things were done. So who's right? That's the million-dollar question. But here's the thing about GIs, they're not just about geography. They're about protecting a heritage, a way of life. And that's where things get really complicated. This ain't just some legal squabble. This is about identity, about what it means for something to be Jamaican. The SPA, they're afraid of losing that. They see cheap imitations flooding the market, riding on the coattails of Jamaican rum's reputation. They want to draw a line in the sand, protect what's theirs. And you know what? They've got a point. Look at what happened to tequila, or champagne. Once something becomes popular, everybody wants a piece of the action. And the next thing you know, you've got factories churning out pale imitations, passing them off as the real deal. It cheapens the whole thing. But NRJ, they're clinging to tradition. They're saying, hey, we've been aging our rum overseas for centuries, it's part of our story. And they're right, it is. Back in the day, shipping rum to Europe, it wasn't just about aging. It was about practicality. It was about sending your product to the people who wanted it. So where does that leave us? With a big old mess, that's where. The truth is, there's no easy answer. Both sides have valid points. But what everyone seems to forget is that this isn't just about rum, it's about people. It's about the farmers who grow the sugarcane, the distillers who work their magic, the families who depend on this industry. The fight over Jamaican rum's GI is a microcosm of larger battles being fought around the world. How do you protect tradition in the face of globalization? How do you balance the needs of big business with the livelihoods of small producers? These are tough questions, and there ain't no easy answers. One thing's for sure, Jamaica needs to find a way forward. A way to protect its heritage without stifling innovation. A way to ensure that the rum industry benefits everyone, from the cane cutter to the cocktail connoisseur. Maybe there's a compromise to be found. Maybe there's a way to create different categories of Jamaican rum, each with its own set of standards. Or maybe it's about finding ways to support smaller producers to help them meet the stricter requirements. Whatever the solution, one thing's for sure, the world loves Jamaican rum. It's a symbol of the island's vibrant culture, its history, its soul. And that's something worth fighting for, not against each other, but together. To find a way to keep the rum flowing, and to keep Jamaica on the map as the rum capital of the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's keep the spirit of Jamaican rum alive together.